Hello everyone and welcome to Manchester Piccadilly Railway Station. And if this video isn't 30 minutes, I won't be very surprised. Then to kick things off, we see the arrival of 150-102, terminating with a northern service off Rosehill Marple. Also arriving to terminate with a northern service off of Buxton is 150-133 and 156-426. Departing over on the far side is 150-142. Departing with 1650 northern service to Rosehill Marple. Whilst following on right behind that is 185-138 and 185-131, working the 1651 northern service, the Transpennine Express service, from Saltburn through to Manchester Airport. Arriving to terminate with a northern service off of Stoke-on-Trent is 323-224. Next train out to depart is 150-134 and 150-104 with the 1651 northern service through to Buxton. One in, one out now as 390-006 departs, while 323-230 arrives in the background. Working the 1655 Avanti West Coast service through to London Euston and terminating with a northern service off of Hatfield, respectively. One in, one out now as 331-109 arrives, while 67010 and stock departs in the background. Arriving 5 minutes late with the 1654 northern service from Manchester Airport through to Liverpool Lime Street, and departing 27 minutes late with the 1630 Transport for Wales service through to Swansea, respectively. Departing over on the far side is 185143 with the 1700 Transpennine Express service through to York. Another one in, one out now as 185127 and 185135 arrive, while 331020 and 331016 depart. Running 7 minutes late with the 1658 Transpennine Express service from Manchester Airport through to Salford, and departing 14 minutes late with the 1647 Northern service from Blackpool North through to Manchester Airport, respectively. Hey, you get back here, 150-102. I see you departing with the 1700 through to Hazel Grove. You get back right here. Departing over on the far side is 323230, working the 1703 Northern service through to Hatfield. Next train out to depart is 197045 and 197009, departing about 6 minutes late with the 1659 Transport for Wales service from Llandudno through to Manchester Airport. Next arriving into the station is 185134 and 185116 with the 1707 Transpennine Express service from Cleethorpes through to Manchester Liverpool Lime Street. Arriving to terminate with a northern service off of Marple is 195113. Whilst arriving right behind that, terminating with a cross-country service off of Bristol Temple Meads 12 minutes late is 221138. Whilst departing in the opposite direction is 323235, working the 1706 Northern service through to Crewe. Arriving to terminate with a Transpennine Express service off of Leeds is 185104. Departing next from the station is 150-150 and 156409 with the 1709 Northern service through to Chester. Whilst arriving in the background, terminating 40 minutes late with a cross-country service off of Bournemouth is 220014, and departing in the foreground is 195125 and 195109. Departing 15 minutes late with the 1655 Northern service and Barrow and Furness through to Manchester Airport. Arriving to terminate under head code 5T50 from Longsight Excursion platform is 331029. Departing 10 minutes late is 331110 with the 1704 Northern service of Liverpool Lime Street through to Manchester Airport. Whilst arriving to terminate on the far side with a Northern service off of Rosehill Marple is 195003. One in, one out now as 397004 arrives, while 221138 departs in the background. Working the 1721 Transpennine Express service from Manchester Airport through to Glasgow Central, and departing 15 minutes late with the 1703 cross-country service through to Bristol Temple Meads, respectively. Next train out to depart is 331029, working the 1715 Northern service through to Stoke-on-Trent. Whilst departing right behind that is 185129, and in the background 195113, working the 1713 Transpennine Express service from Liverpool Lime Street through to Cleethorpes, and the 1718 Northern service through to Marple, respectively. Arriving into the station 7 minutes late with a Transport for Wales service off Milford Haven is 158829. Next train out to depart is 331017 and 331019, departing 5 minutes late with the 1718 Northern service from Blackpool North through to Manchester Airport. Next train out to depart is 156426 and 15133 with the 1721 Northern service through to Buxton. Arriving to terminate with a Northern service off of Chester is 150149. Departing on the far side is 220014, working the 1725 cross-country service through to Bournemouth. Arriving next to terminate with a Northern service off of Crewe is 323223. Next out to depart 5 minutes late is 195003 with the 1723 Northern service through to Rosehill Marple. Next train out to depart is 397012, working the 1729 Transpennine Express service from Edinburgh Waverley through to Manchester Airport. Arriving next into the station is 331016 and 331020 with the 1733 Northern service from Manchester Airport through to Blackpool North. Departing at the same time is 185129 and 158829, working the 1730 Transpennine Express service through to Leeds and the 1713 Transport for Wales service through to Cardiff Central, respectively. Whilst arriving to terminate with a cross-country service off of Bournemouth is 220032 and 220031. departing over on the far side is 323227, working the 1733 Northern service through to Hatfield. Arriving to terminate with a Transpennine Express service off of Huddersfield is 185105. Another pair of arrivals now is 155103 and 158770 and 158857 arrive at the same time, terminating with a Northern service off of Sheffield and working the 1737 East Midlands Railway service from Norwich through to Liverpool Lime Street respectively. Whilst departing in the opposite direction is 323223, working the 1736 Northern service through to Crewe. Arriving to terminate with an Avanti West Coast service off of London Euston, running say about 55 minutes late is 390129. Whilst arriving to terminate with a Northern service off of Crewe is 32323232323232323232323232323232323232. Arriving to terminate under the head code 5H07 from Ardwick TMD is 323234. Next arriving into the station is 197009 and 197045, working the 1744 Transport for Wales service from Manchester Airport through to Holyhead. Whilst to finish off the day here at Manchester is 17512 and 17501, running 6 minutes late with a 1743 East Midlands Railway service from Liverpool Lime Street through to Nottingham.
East Midlands service to Nottingham. Please remain behind the red line. Let the passengers arrive safely recover.
Yeah, like disabled person.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed what you saw, click on the 2 videos here at the end screen. Helps out the channel. Also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you are new and got this far. And we'll see you all in the next video, folks, wherever that may take us. We'll see you then, folks.